Sometimes in marriage, we have a tendency to look at our relationship like a sporting event. That is not a good idea. Let's discuss.
The Jewish Marriage Initiative presents Marriage Messages with Rabbi Mordechai Pollock. I think it's fair to ask, would we want our kids and our grandkids to get married with a level of understanding about marriage that we had?
Marriage like a sporting event? I would argue yes. So many times we catch ourselves keeping score. And that is not good. Rabbi Eliyahu Dessler teaches us that of all the character traits and of all the personality traits that we talk about and we think about, they can really be distilled down into one character trait, and that is giving. Are we focused on giving or are we focused on taking? It really comes down to that, to being that simple at its core. And that's the question we have to ask ourselves in our relationships, in our marriage. Am I focused on giving or am I focused on taking? Am I focused on what is my spouse doing? And am I giving more than they? If we look at newlyweds and a chassan and a kala, we see that they are focused totally on giving. Their intended or their new bride or groom is perfect in their eyes, and they look to give and to give and to give, and they're really not thinking about keeping score. And that is a lesson that folks who are married for longer, for years, for decades, need to learn from that young couple. We need to focus on what I can give to this person, what I can do in this relationship, and not on keeping score. There is a medrash that quotes the famous Rav Meir, and Rav Meir says and makes the following observation. When one comes into the world, his hands are clenched, as if to say, the whole world is mine, and I will inherit it. And when a person takes leave of this world, his hands are open, as if to say, I have not taken from this world a single thing. It's normal, it's natural to want to take. And an infant and a toddler and a child, they're taking machines. And we as parents spend our entire lives giving to them and working so we can support them and pay tuitions and pay the mortgage. They're focused on taking. And what Rabbi Meir is pointing out is that taking throughout life leads us absolutely nowhere because you can't take it with you. What we need to do, on the other hand, is learn to become givers. And as we become more mature and as we grow through life and we become greater people, we need to become givers. We need to give and give and give again without wondering and worrying about what we're getting in return for our giving. And Hashem, our Creator, created the institution of marriage and said, Lo tov he'os ha'adam levado. It's not good for man to be alone. He needs a spouse. He needs someone to give to. Marriage is that testing ground, is that opportunity for us to learn how to truly be givers. Recently, my wife asked me to do something. And I thought it was a bad idea. I thought it should be done differently. But thankfully, I have matured a little bit in marriage, and I kept my mouth closed. And I did it. And I thought afterwards, well, that would have been so silly. If I would have said something and we would have had a disagreement, I would have felt so immature. And this way, I felt great. My wife asked me to do something. I did it. I followed through. And it's great. And that's exactly it. We need to learn sometimes just to give, in this case, to give in and to keep shalom, even if it's a small little issue. But that's where we grow, in those little times where we can give and give in. In closing, I want to point to a Mishnah, two Mishnayos really, at the end of the third chapter of Pirkei Avos, of Ethics of Our Fathers, which quotes Rabbi Tarfon. Rabbi Tarfon says, there is a lot to do in life. We don't have to finish the job, but we're also not free to ignore it. And that should be our attitude in our marriages. There's a lot to do, and we're never going to be perfect. We can live 120 years and be married for many decades. We're still not going to be perfect, but we can't ignore our responsibilities. Hashem put us in a relationship so we can grow and become givers. And every day we need to be moving more and more in that direction. Thank you for joining us.
Regular free content and affordable e-courses, affordable group coaching and individual coaching. For more information, please visit us at ourjmi.org. Music is by Sruli Twerski. From the Jewish Marriage Initiative, thank you very much for joining us.